Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, this is Davo from Archon Esports, bringing you another Starcraft 2 1v1 cast today, this time on the most Super Mario friendly map in Starcraft 2, it is Cloud Kingdom, and this time it is a PvZ, yes. In the top right hand corner we have our blue Protoss, who is eGDosenfett from, well, not from EG, but he is eGDosenfett. Awesome, diamond level EU player, very nice. In the bottom left hand corner today we have our red Zerg, who is Noman. He is not Norman, he is Noman, that's right, Noman. And if I haven't said it already, he is our red Zerg player. And he is also EU and diamond. I do believe this is a ladder game. Yes, oh yes, and one way that you can tell is a PvZ is the Protoss has stuck his pylon merrily on the low ground, and of course this little block in here is very nice for Protoss because it's actually reasonably tight. See, there's not too much of a gap there. It's much more like a gateway than anything else. Sweet as a nut. Now the big question here, will we be seeing a hatchery first from Noman, or will we be seeing a spawning pool first? That is the question, or will we be seeing them indeed at the same time? That indeed is another question. Interestingly enough, so we do have the spawning pool going down first. That does at first indicate that maybe Noman is going to be a little bit aggressive, but of course he could always expand as well on 14. Which is always a possibility, so we'll have to see what happens. Of course, if no expand happens, then yes, it will be aggression, because Zergs need to be ahead in bases. Roll the dice, let's see what happens. Come on, roll the dice. And it does actually look like it is going to be an expand. Now, are we going to see gas as well? And that will turn it into a Bisu build, I believe. That is the name of 14 pool, 14 hatch, and 14 gas. And that's a very economic way of doing things. But it doesn't look like that is going to happen because we do have drones on Zve right now from Noman. Meanwhile, this Overlord is simply chilling, seeing what is up. Forge first there from eGDosenfett, but no cannon just yet. Cannon going to go down right now. I like the position of the cannon here. It's really, really nice. It means that less units can actually get any sort of surround on it, and of course that is very, very important. And wow, he's going to be putting the gateway there as well, so of course giving himself a nice buffer just in case a Baneling bust happens or anything like that. Really, really safe way of walling off. Buildings with the higher HP in the in the more likely position that is going to get attacked, i.e. the position that is right next to the ramp. Cannon just finishing off, and that will of course make it safe for the near future. We do have a fair amount of probe and drone wars going on here, which was a drone I can only presume was going to try and expand, which was being blocked off by this probe. Either that or the drone is following simply to prevent a proxy pylon going down. Lots of Zerg players do like to get their third bases up pretty dang quickly, and we do have 4 Zerglings leaving the base right there. Shift, Control, SF, yes, to follow, so I can drink some water while watching this. And they will be taking that proxy pylon down from eGDosenfett, which, you know, unfortunately can happen sometimes. There we are, basically. Overlord's still chilling here. He might as well be reading a magazine or something like that. Overlord's, of course, the most comic of all of the units in Starcraft 2. Cybernetics Core on the way. Good time Cybernetics Core as well. It really, really helped that. Well, quite frankly, the expand got off without a hitch. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. Really. And Warp Gate research should be starting anytime soon. There it is. It is started. This Overlord wants to get out of the way, just in case stalkers come and knocking on his front door. And of course, by his front door, I mean his face with lasers. Yeah! And we do have our lovely collection of 4 Zerglings here, running around the map, making sure that they know exactly what is going on. No hidden expansions, no hidden tech, no hidden stargates, anything like that. They want to know exactly what is going on, and you cannot blame them. Protoss can be very, very sneaky indeed. And this guy is scouting absolutely everywhere. I mean, me and Phonics always say that to be a very, very good player, you need to up the amount of scouting in quite a big way. And Noman is seemingly doing this in quite a big way. And of course, he is Diamond. The next step, of course, is Masters. So, and that's where things kind of level off, unless you're an amazing player, and then you can get into Grandmasters League. And that is always good times, and it's quite, well, it's aspirations for a lot of players. It doesn't like this probe is probably not going to make it home, even though probes are only slightly faster than Zerglings, as you can see. They're still having to catch up before they take a bite. There you go, the probe does go down because he tries to turn around a corner. Does not work. Clarkson would not be impressed. But there you are. Clarkson isn't here. Zealot obviously blocking off the front of Dosenfett's base at the moment, and we are going to see Void Ray and Phoenix coming out from a Stargate. It's popular to push with Stargate units as soon as your wall-in is finished, as soon as your economy is up and you have double expanded. Dosenfett should probably put some guys on gas. That might be a fairly fly idea, and I'm not sure that going and killing this Overlord is the best idea, because, I mean, Noman doesn't actually know about the Stargate at the moment, or at least he didn't until the Void Ray started shooting the Overlord. So I'm not sure about the decision to go and kill the Overlord. I mean, Noman's scouting wasn't so good that he would have actually seen the Stargate in the first place, and there aren't any other Stargates building. In fact, there's a fleet beacon building, so we are probably going to go and see, I think it's called the Anion Pulse Crystals, yes oh yes, which extends the Phoenix range, which is very, very useful, especially against Mutalisks, because then they flat out outrange Mutalisks and pretty much render them completely redundant. And of course, Mutalisks are a massive, massive pain in the arse for any Protoss player to deal with, of course. And this Overlord, oh, gets taken down, and down there we can just see a little bit of blood. That's all that's left of our Overlord friend. No more Stargate units coming out just yet for Dosenfett. So he has kind of put a hold on it. Instead we're getting Twilight Cancel, Fleet Beacon is out, where there are the Anion Pulse Crystals. Oh yeah, lots of gateways going down. Templar Archives going down. Now, are we going to see a mothership with Archons? Is that what we are possibly going to see? It's likely. It's very likely, especially seeing as there is a mothership on the way. Oh my goodness, there is a mothership on the way. This is something that is becoming increasingly popular with Protoss players. Get the mothership, get the Archons, and that way it's very easy to protect yourself against tier 3 Zerg units. Well, to be precise, Broodlords. Meanwhile, we do have Noman getting Hydralisks with the Grooved Spines upgrade, which of course is increases their range. I believe it makes their range 6 overall, I think. Dave thinks. Oh, yes it does. It makes their range 6 overall. Wow, that was from memory. I'm incredible. Oh, that was really big-headed. And here we go. Oh, not quite a move out just yet. Zealot speed on the way as well. And there is an Archon. We're definitely going to see an Archon toilet in this game. It does actually look like Dosenfett is actually just kind of gonna just be equipping himself to do this anyhow. Or at least that's what I would say. Here is the mothership, loud and proud, coming out right now. And that pylon, unfortunately, is going to go down for its life. A little Pylo sacrificing his life for improved Protoss mobility, which is something which is, of course, very, very useful indeed. And I mean, this is actually a genuinely kind of early mothership, if you think about it. Mothership's one of these games, one of these units that you don't see until late game. Interestingly enough, Psystorm not being researched, or / hasn't been researched yet for Dosenfett, so he isn't going to go for that option just yet, which is absolutely fine. It's not often you actually see Psystorm and Mothership at the same time. And here we go. I'm sure that Noman is going to get the fright of his life after these Archons and Zealots get cloaked, and they are just going to use their superior speed to run away. But is Dosenfett actually going to come and try and chase down these Hydralisks? It does look like he is right now. And of course, Dosenfett only really wants to fight on his terms, which is completely understandable. Hydralisks do a lot of damage. They are only light biological. So, of course, Zealots, Motherships do very, very well against light biological. But that is not quite the point. He wants to He wants to just engage on his own terms, and, you know, nobody can be blamed for that. That's how you win, basically, as well as macro. We have got Psystorm researching right now, and that does benefit a lot, because, as I have said before, Hydralisks like biological, Zerglings like biological. And let's put it like this, Hydralisks and Zerglings, because they're like biological, they get crushed. Absolutely crushed versus Psystorms. Oh. And that is the story of Cloud Kingdom. Well, it's the story of those units and stuff. There you are. Hey, nice. I'm pretty sure these High Templars are going to get morphed together to create the Archon. But there is a Psystorm on the way, so of course, later on we are actually going to see some High Templars just doing their magical abilities on their own. Meanwhile, we do have Hive Tech on the way. We have a Spire on the way. It'll be interesting, actually, to see if Noman chooses Broodlords or Ultralisks. I know that lots and lots of players just think, well, Broodlords are, you know, quite frankly, the shit. Excuse my French, but they are amazing. And the problem is with Broodlords is once they get Vortex, it's very easy for the Archon toilet to take place, because of course when they come out of the Vortex they are all stacked on top of one another, and when an Archon shoots it will murder them pretty dang quickly. And there is that Vortex, and actually all of the Zerg units moving in, Archons moving in. These High Templars are going to stay out for now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to have enough energy to Psystorm the stuff that comes out of the Vortex in time. And here we go. Oh, no. Kind of nice Psystorms going down there. Actually, the High Templars having enough energy after waiting for a few seconds and catching their breath. A very decisive victory for EGDosenfett right there. And Noman cannot be happy about this. The Mothership still standing loud and proud with basically full health. And as I say, very, very decisive victory for Noman right there. And it does look like EGDosenfett is going to start moving out a little bit and seeing what he can do in the way of killing his opponent, which is pretty much what you're supposed to do in a game of StarCraft 2. Noman opting to go for the Great Aspire, so we will see Broodlords on the way. Either that or he just thinks the Great Aspire looks pretty, but I'm sure it's not that. And here we go, we have the incredibly pungent mixture of Zealots, Archons, High Templars. The High Templars there not liking life and just running into the Roaches right now. And Roaches are of course right to micro back. Mothership wanting to join in the fun as well. Meanwhile, we do have 6 Corruptors on the way, which does signal the start of the transition into Broodlords. More units being warped in right now. EGDosenfett's macro is kind of on it. He is floating nearly 1,000 minerals at this moment in time, going down to 500, but there you are. Oh no, the Roaches are attacking the hatchery! And they're not anymore. Another Psystorm seals the deal. Noman having to run away. And oh, another Vortex is going to catch so much of Noman's forces in there. And of course that's going to be so hard for him to get out of. This hatchery is going to fall. Down it goes. Now I am just... Wow, that Overseer there was having a truly bad day. And it does look like EGDosenfett is just going to be completely successful in taking out virtually the entirety of the Zerg army. Lots and lots of Overseers going down right there, which is not healthy for the economy. Meanwhile, Broodlords Cocoons on the way, and of course Broodlords do kind of have the power to change games, simply because they're such a powerful unit. They've got really quite large range, and they do a lot of damage, but Vortex and Archons, aka Archon Toilet, it kind of feels like it was meant to go against Broodlords and air units in general, really, because of course when they come out they stack way heavier than ground units stack. Oh, and is Noman going to be able to take out the Mothership? It would be huge if he could, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to. Lots of Archons going in there, and I'm quite sure lots of the air units from Noman will get sniped straight away. Meanwhile, the Zealots are just going to be taking out the remaining Roaches, but making sure not to overstretch themselves. And are we going to see... We're just going to see Psystorm. Absolute carnage from EGDosenfett. His invisible Zealot, something that is very, very terrifying indeed, doing all the damage they need to do for him to win the game. This Archon thinks he can win. He might actually be able to, because Archons are pretty dang good. Unfortunately for him... Oh, wow, the Roaches are just going to run away, so there we are. Meanwhile, we do have EGDosenfett just going to be pushing into the second base, even, of Noman right there, and just pulling back, making sure not to overextend itself. But this game is pretty much won by EGDosenfett at the moment. that is, it seems to be all she wrote. I genuinely don't know what Noman can do from here. I'm going to expect that a GG is absolutely imminent. I mean, there is no production from our Zerg player whatsoever at the moment. Creep tuners being produced. You can creep spread all you like, but you do need an expansion, which has been touted to be put down, coming out sometime in 2013 or not. We will see. Unfortunately not, but Noman did get the cancel. He doesn't actually have enough minerals yet to expand. He is expanding over there in the 4th position right now, but it just looks like Noman has completely lost this. eGDosenfett simply crushing his Zerg opponent. 3rd base right there falling for Noman, and very well played from eGDosenfett. It's nice to see a strategy including the Mothership become so popular, I've got to say, because the Mothership is one of these units that needs love. And can I just quickly say, it's been the same Mothership all the way through. It's been the same Mothership all the way through, and that is that. That Mothership almost single-handedly made Noman lose the game, unfortunately for him. And that is all she wrote. So, thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day, and I will see you next time, I suppose. I will talk to you next time. If you haven't already, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, or comment about stuff. Yeah, awesome. And yeah, keep uploading games to cast it. I believe eGDosenfett is the uploader of the cast today. So there you go. Well, the uploader of the replay anyway. So thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you next time.